shoot.
How's it going today, guys? If you've been keeping up with Tophiachu's live streams, you'll have noticed a couple of patterns. First off, the monumental meltdowns, just about every single one of them. There's not been one where she isn't at least crying for at least 10 or so minutes for no reason whatsoever, and then she's been stuffing her face consistently, and I called it as soon as I saw it the first time. I was like, yeah, I bet she's getting paid for this, because she ate one time and she made sure to keep it focused, and normally I feel like that's something Tophiachu would hide. And since I was watching on live, I remember telling Chad, I was like, if she does this again, I bet she's getting paid for this. And sure enough, guys, she finally admitted it. Just like she always does, she was raging, screaming. She just let it fly, just told everyone about it. Tophiachu finally got a job. She seen Will Kelly. She's like, this is crazy. He gets to eat all day, every day, and he gets paid for it? This is the life. And she saw James Bola's videos, and she was like, this guy has got it too? Well, I've got to give it a shot. Now, unfortunately for her, she's only making like enough to feed herself. That's all the guy will send her, but you know, it's decent enough for her, and this gives her time to pursue one of her new passions. Tophiachu has found another crush chew. We're not exactly sure who she is, but Tophiachu had one of her biggest meltdowns in a long time. Like, the whole beginning of this stream we're gonna watch later in the video was just her crying for at least 20 or 30 minutes of it, talking about having eczema for some reason, and then telling us her sad story of how she was totally blindsided by having to take a poor elderly woman shopping, and because they only had 30 minutes to do their shopping together, Tophiachu just let the woman do whatever she wanted, and then like 26 minutes later, Tophiachu was like, alright, it's time for me to shop, and then had to go home, and she had a complete meltdown about it, and it seems as if though she was texting the girl she was buying stuff for, and the girl told her she didn't care about any of that. Tophiachu misinterpreted what she had said, or the girl has been dead serious, she doesn't care about Toph anymore, and it led to one of the biggest meltdowns of all time. But that's enough of me in the beginning. Let's go ahead and jump right into this.
How's your mom doing? My mom is doing good. Did I get Raising Cane's? I'll tell you how I got Raising Cane's. It's crazy. So what happened was this guy, right? I know this guy. And I was like, hey, you know, send me over some food. Like, I'm hungry. I want some canes. And I was like, anything for you. So then, you know, the guy's in love with me. He was like, okay, sure. I'll send you over some canes. Because anytime I'm hungry, I got a plug for food, right? So I was just like, I'm hungry. I want some canes. And I was like, sure. And he sent me over some canes, right? And it's funny that you say, oh, Jesus, because his name was Jesus. And the funny thing about it was Jesus provided the canes. Ask and you shall receive. That's how that works. I tell people that all the time. Ask and you shall receive. So, oh, before I eat, thank you, Jesus, for providing this meal. Yes, I'm for real. Jesus provided this meal. Hey, that rhymes. But this bread is good. He did. Like, I don't gotta lie, because to be honest, it is very hard to afford things, right? When you can barely afford things, you gotta give thanks to God. I'm not joking about religion or mocking Jesus. God provided this meal. I'm able to go live. I'm blessed that people can send gift points. No joke, like, that's not like joking. Sometimes you gotta stop and give thanks to things that you normally wouldn't be able to afford. This is not a religious talk and saying, oh, you need to turn to God. It's not that at all. This is not that, but some of you guys really need to give thanks to the Lord Almighty. Ugh. My brother still isn't buried. And, you know, it's not about giving thanks to expect something back in return, because a lot of people do that. They'll give money. They tell you to give 10% at church. They say give to the church. And people think if they give to the church, they're going to get back. That's not how it works. Give because you want to give. Don't give because you expect something back. Right? This guy was very thirsty. And I was coming with these like 2 little sick pack things of Baja Blast, and he was like, I'm thirsty. Do you guys have money for some change? And I'm like, here. And I just gave him the drink. Granted, he still went around and was asking people for money, but hey, the guy was homeless, thirsty.
She really thinks that guy is in love with him, not having any clue whatsoever that she's just like fulfilling his kinks or whatever the heck she could be fulfilling for this guy, for him to be sending her food. I mean, you know there's something wrong there. There's something odd going on, and Tophiachu thinks it's all normal. She doesn't even have the concept in her head that she might be a feeder now. Like, yes, just keep sending me food. It's the one way to my heart. Thank you so much. Like, just a little bit of canes, send her some dickies apparently. Maybe she won't be making sad boy eats videos anymore. Excuse me, sad homeless girl eats videos. She just won't be doing it, especially because the love of her life is sending her canes. Oh, you know what, guys? I just figured out who it was. It's Nova. Allegedly, theory-wise, it's Novi. Like, you know what makes me feel better, Tofia? Just a little bit of dickies, you know? It really either the Thole and the troll that are coming after you. You know, you can't write this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's still a mystery, but I wonder who this gentleman is. Using the alias of Jesus to hide his true intentions, to get at his one true love, Tophiachu. I mean, if Tophiachu starts talking like, you know, my secret lover, the one sending me all the food I want, you know, sent me a Dr. Pepper, a Fanta, and a little bit of a surprise. She's told on herself. We know who it is immediately. But all jokes aside, like when she's like, yeah, Jesus sent this to me, she doesn't even realize how much danger she could be putting herself in. Stranger off the internet, willing to feed you copious amounts of food, who has no idea who you are, just likes to watch it. Yep, that could end up really well for you, Tophiachu. Literally the same person who's like, I don't trust strangers, I will never be around them. Like, huh, you think I'll take the bus and be around nasty strangers? While she lives in a homeless shelter filled with strangers. It's like the mental gymnastics. Just because somebody is giving her food and that's what she wants, she's willing to accept it. Like when she was defending Studchu and she's like, I'll never be around dangerous criminals. Studchu, dangerous criminal. So instead of like mocking God and things of that nature, you think she'd be praising something instead of herself because she gets lucky all the time. How hypocritical was that of Tophiachu? Sitting there like, yes, thank Jesus. Oh Lord, thank you so much. The same lady who is spat in the name of the Lord multiple times in her life. I mean, it wasn't even a few months ago where she's like, I can't stand the Lord and everything Christian. It's so evil. I hate them all. That's when she first came out of the closet. And then she started preaching like the Bible like a couple days later, because I guess like the shelter she was in, she's like, you know what? Love and care. Let's try it. Hopefully they give me a lot of stuff. Maybe I can pray really hard and I'll get a house. And that didn't work. And then she's just like, it's all fugazi to her. She doesn't believe in none of it now except when it benefits her. Like literally later in this video, she's going to be questioning God and cursing his name. Like, she is not serious whatsoever. She just saw a little bit of pushback and was like, no, praise thee, praise thee.
A feeder didn't pay for this. Hello? I don't have any feeders, nor would I accept from feeders. Not just once in a while. You would be seeing me eat a lot, like every single day. Feeders' intent to buy people food is to make them bigger. I look like I have a lot of weight, but I don't eat a lot. I said, year up. Where did you get Spain out of Europe? Doesn't matter where something's located, I said Europe. Because white people came from Europe to colonize a land that is not theirs. White people. I didn't say people that speak the native language of Spanish. Because if someone's native language is Spanish, then they are not white. White people don't have a language. French is not a white people language. Try again. Their language is English and only English. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. All I know is you're whitewashing, and that's weird. I'm not going to argue with you. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. It's nonsense. It's nonsensical. Whatever you say. I'm wrong? Okay, well, whatever you say. You know everything, right? You're Albert Einstein. You literally don't think before you type. Spanish people of color can come from anywhere. They can come from Spain. They can come from France. They can come from Germany. They can come from Ireland. They can come from England. They can come from Mexico. They can come from Asia. They can come from anywheres. You can be born anywheres and come from anywheres. Why are you literally discrediting, oh, it's basic geography? Hello? Geography has nothing to do with it. I could literally get pregnant and take my baby to another country, and my baby is born in another country. If, that doesn't make them white. Do you not think before you say something? Some of you guys sound stupid when you speak, and you think you know it all, and then you say something stupid. Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing, I'm not mad. I'm just stating the facts. You went to school, you got a degree, you know everything. That's not being mad. Kudos to you for getting your degree at the University of Dollar Store. University of Google got your degree. Since you want to act like you know everything, okay. There's nothing to be mad about. Why would I be mad about you getting a degree? You're very smart.
I like how her argument for denying the feeder allegations is just like, nah, I wouldn't eat that much, or, I don't even think I could do that to myself, guys. It's literally, no, I would just be eating all day, every day if that was the case. It's like, obviously your feeder isn't paying you a lot of money. We understand that, Tophiachu, but he's certainly giving you money to eat Raisin Canes on video. Like, that's odd. That's exactly what they normally do. People like Will Kelly, as we mentioned earlier, James Bola, they've been through very similar situations. In fact, that's just the life they live, I'm pretty sure. They've never admitted it on camera, but, I'm almost positive. And then we got you over here, who's just taking their first steps in that direction. You're like, no, it couldn't be. And I'll also say this, I don't like to bring it up. I don't ever want to mention Tophiachu's weight in video, because I think her actions are far more, it's far more something to talk about than her weight, something that she could help, that she just refuses to, I guess. But, people have been pointing out in my comment section a lot that Tophiachu has been gaining weight. And you compare that to Shani for Christ, who has been homeless, and Shani's actually been losing weight. Now, that's also for other reasons, substance related, but it still stands, kind of. Tophiachu has been doing nothing but eating while she's in the shelter, and not just eating a lot, maybe occasionally snacking. Tophiachu has been chowing down ever since she's been in there. Even when she goes to the store later in this video, keep in mind the first two things she makes sure to secure. It's ice cream and popcorn. Nothing else. Oh, and nails. And if you ask me, no, I'm not surprised whatsoever. I'm more surprised she didn't make sure the nails were Hello Kitty ones. Can you really expect anything from the woman who's so racist? Her mind is so corrupted by TikTok, she really thinks that white people don't have a language, and had the nerve to sit there and say, yeah, French? No. Well, who else is French? What other population created the French language? I assume it was a bunch of French people who were most likely white, and then follows it up with English. Who do you think originated that? I mean, sure, maybe it'd been some other people of color every now and then, and it might have been derived from another language, but it's still their own. They created it. They've been talking it for literal centuries, and Tophiachu's just like, nah, not on my watch. You guys didn't create shit, because I'm broke and homeless. It's so wild how wrong Tophiachu is, and she thinks she's 100% in the right. She has literally been, salty, yelling at her chat, like, oh, you guys are geniuses, huh? College educated, Harvard, I guess. I'm just the dumb one over here. It's like, what you're saying is such nonsense, Tophiachu, that you have to be called out for it.
For the maid to say, oh, they were using the restroom on the sidewalk. First of all, we didn't. Every time she walked by to and from work, why would we be using the restroom if the maid's walking by? That's stupid. And you're telling people you're not doing your job. You're watching people. You don't get paid to watch us. You get paid to clean rooms. And the more that she continued to run her mouth, the more that she lost her job. She got fired. That's what she gets. for running her mouth. Consequences of her actions. Like, she exposed herself. I didn't know she got fired from her job. People said she got fired. Here's the thing, right? Yes, the lady in the office, you know, political differences, but I don't care about politics, whatever. She was working with us. She was the one who was working with us to keep the place we were staying at. She knew me from social media because she asked me one time if I could help her get followers, and I said, yeah, but I really thought about it. I didn't want her to get harassed. It would have been a harassment thing because I don't like to help people get followers because it's negative on my page. It's harassment. The lady in the office was working with us. The maids have no right to decide who gets to stay there and who gets kicked out. They can't kick people out. It was two maids, Squid and this other maid, that literally, it was Squid and this other maid that got us kicked out because they said they couldn't accept our rent. My brother went to go pawn the Meta Ray-Ban glasses we had to get the money for the rent. When he came back, it was too late because they said we had to go. They said they could no longer allow us to stay there. Mind you, when people say our room was trashed, our room was not like that. We had monthly inspections. If our room was trashed, they would have asked us to leave. Mind you, what the maid filmed, the reason why it looked the way that it looked was because they were starting problems already. My brother said, stay here. I'm going to go get the rest of our stuff. Her and the other maid. I don't want you to get into it with them, so you stay here. I stayed behind. The stuff that my brother left, mind you, was trash. He left the trash. They didn't let him throw the trash. They were rushing us. They were trying to get us out of the apartment or out of, not the apartment, but out of the place right away. I ordered a whole bunch of groceries, right? Twice to that place we lived at in Town Suites. I had cases of soda. At that time, I was still drinking Mountain Dew. We ordered a bunch of stuff and they delivered it downstairs and put it by the office for somebody to take it. I have to carry all this stuff upstairs because either one, you were too lazy to carry it upstairs. There is literally an elevator. They could have took the elevator. And then you just leave all of it was personal. It was very personal because it had my name on the delivery thing and they left it there to be hateful. And I had to carry all of that stuff upstairs. It was a lot of stuff and it was heavy. It was cases of stuff. And I didn't have anybody to help me. My mom couldn't help me. I had to do that on myself. The second time I had sent it to the wrong room because we got a different room. We were downstairs now. So, the room we was in, I forgot to change the room number. I had to go upstairs to get my stuff. My cereal was ripped open, cereal spilling out, and most of my stuff was damaged. The bread was smashed, it was damaged, the donuts, and the cereal. Then, the soda box thing ripped open, and the soda fell out and landed on the floor. So it fell off the balcony because it rolled through the crack and like splat. And then soda started spraying everywhere. So I'm like, great. Now my soda got damaged because the box, I guess, tore.
Every time Tophiachu tells the story about them getting kicked out of the motel Chu, it makes it look worse on her and Mama Chu. Like, no, I would not be getting caught using the bathroom. I was lookout for Mama Chu. I don't know how she caught us. I mean, she must be a very elusive spy or something. Did you guys hire her? Because I swear I never noticed. Like, so you're being a watch out for Mama Chu while she's using the bushes, and then Mama Chu's a lookout for you. Like, you've already told us how weak Mama Chu's bladder is. Like, it's not like a big surprise that, oh no, Mama Chu has to use the bathroom. You guys are kicked out. Brother Chu isn't there right now. Mama Chu Tophiachu has to go. She says, you gotta look out for me, Tofia. And you're like, Mom, don't do it. The trolls, they might figure out. She's like, no, Tophiachu, it'll never happen. And you're like, okay, we'll see. And sure enough, Squidchu spots it. And now you're lying through your teeth, it basically seems like. Then go on to tell us about how, no, listen, Brother Chew, no. It wasn't anything important throughout the house. It was just garbage and trash he was throwing around. Where would the garbage and trash be coming from? And then she says, well, we wouldn't be getting kicked out because we had a monthly inspection. Then like her brain starts to think like, is that the reason we got kicked out? Or in all honesty, she's like, oh crap, I told on myself, we got kicked out for being nasty. Like, the place was a mess. If you guys are getting a 30-day inspection, the place was a mess beforehand. They came back, place is a mess. Squidchu spots Mama Chew doing whatever she's doing. You guys gotta go. And no matter what, you can't take away like the mattresses were stained like in urine or something vile. You guys did a number to that motel. It's a crazy thing that you didn't get kicked out way beforehand. Arguing this and calling out Squidchu's status as a service worker, you know, it's just super low of you, Tophiachu, especially since you've only ever worked like a couple of days, that you don't know what real work is like, and this woman had to come in and clean up your urine-soaked room. I mean, nobody is going to like you, nobody, after you make them do such a nasty task as that. It's like a miracle she didn't call you out by name on TikTok. You're the dummy girl who went into the comment section and was like, listen, that's me, but I didn't do any of this. I stand strong on my claim that I was watching Mama Chew, guys. She shouldn't have saw. Like, this is all your fault. She refuses to take responsibility for herself, even when, like, mild inconveniences happen. She's like, I blame the world. I blame TikTok and trolls. They must have known who I was. Or, I don't know, maybe she's blaming Squidchu when she's talking about the people delivering things over there. When she's like, my food was smashed and stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, that would make anybody mad. That's a reasonable thing to be upset about. Food been smashed all over the place. You take a picture and then you send it. And if you're like a loyal customer whatsoever, maybe if it's like your first order, this might not happen for you. But if you've been doing this and you send that to them, they'll probably say, hey, we'll refund this person. Something bad happened. You know, reprimand the employee, something of that nature, Tophiachu. Just give up way too fast. You could have probably got that solved easily. But the first one where she was like, they left it down below and I had to struggle and walk, and it was the most arduous task of my life. Why was I punished with the life of Sisyphus? I just keep pushing the boulder up and trying so hard. It's like somebody left your food at the bottom of the stairs. People wouldn't even think much of that in all honesty. They'd be like, dang, didn't I say leave this at the door? I guess not. I would probably think that's my mistake. I wouldn't even look at the app. My main concern would be at first, oh, did someone steal this? And then I'd see it down below, or like the picture, and be like, nope, okay, everything's fine. But this is such a traumatic moment for Tophiachu. She's like, she remembers it.
We have our groceries delivered because my brother worked a lot. He was door dashing for our rent money. I was paying, right? Until, you know, it was getting a little hard. It's not good because that's messed up. What do you mean good? Yeah, it's gonna be good. When that person gets fired, why would you risk your job to go ask someone? And then when you get in trouble, you're going to blame me because now you can't deliver. You can't be a delivery driver. What is the whole point of that? Like, you're literally just getting yourself in trouble. Some of you guys would not be lawyers or public defenders. I'm just telling you that. You're going to take this stuff to court and prove your argument by saying, oh, she's racist, so that's why she scammed people out of a GoFundMe. I don't have to afford a lawyer. I can get one pro bono. They'll take on my case because I have a case. They get paid when I win, and I will win. I don't have to afford a lawyer because I can get one pro bono. I had someone helping me get a lawyer. They were helping me get a lawyer for online. Right now, I'm trying to get housing. To be honest, I'm trying to get housing. I'm not trying to focus on the lawyer. But when I'm able to, I'm going to sue the fuck out of people. It's why you're trying to debate someone when you don't even know what racism is. You're calling xenophobia racism. You can't even tell the difference. You don't know what nationality, ethnicity, and race is. You can't even tell the difference between the two. Nationality, ethnicity, and race. Can someone tell me without saying, can you tell us? I know what it is. Do you know what it is? Because you don't know what nationality, ethnicity, and race is. If you can't explain the difference between them two, between the three, then you shouldn't even be talking about that. I do know what's the difference between nationality, ethnicity, and race. Do you? If I have to give you the definition, then you need to stop calling people racist. If I give you the definition, you can no longer talk about racism anymore because you don't know what it is. You better answer first before I answer, because if I answer, then you need to quit talking about racism and educate yourself before you talk about racism ever again. So, deal, because you cannot be talking about things you're not educated in. Somebody does not go to a hospital and say, I want to be a doctor and have no degree. You see how stupid that sounds? Imagine someone trying to get hired on as a doctor with no degree. If you don't know the difference between nationality, ethnicity, and race, or racism, what the definition of racism is, you shouldn't even be talking about it. Nationality is where you're born. Ethnicity is your cultural background. Race, right? And when people say they don't see color, they see color.
And once again, she admits that she does absolutely nothing. It was Brother Chew keeping all of their heads afloat for so long, even in the motel Chew. There's a reason she talks so highly of the transmission she bought one time, which probably could be like $100, maybe $200 maximum. I mean, she really just gave up everything. Brother Chew's gonna do it. I may as well just not do anything for these people. She's just saving up money to go to Comic-Cons at a certain point. She's been to 2 of them. That's the only thing you can think of besides food, clothes, and nails that she's actually bought. It's all being saved towards Comic-Con. She puts up $200 for TikTok. She told her family, like, don't have no money. Sorry, guys. Gotta do what I gotta do, looking out for the one and only Big Toph over here, and just allow Brother Chew to carry the brunt of the load. So when he's gone, that's exactly why Tophiachu's in the position she is now. I mean, like, we all know that already, but it's always nice when she confirms it for us. Like, yep, without this guy or somebody to take care of me hand and foot, I'm just worthless. She'd much rather sit there on TikTok and scream at her viewers, crash out when trolls are obviously trying to mess with her, and then debate politics or just very hot button issues with people when she has absolutely no idea what she's talking about. She gave her chat 3 rules that they've got to follow if they're not racist and they deserve to speak in her chat. They've got to define 3 things, and then she proceeds to define 2 of them. I'm not even going to look them up. I don't care what the actual definition is because it's so funny. The 3rd one, she's just like, and forget about that one. Don't even matter. We all know what that one is because she couldn't think of it. How are you going to give chat parameters on their racism and then fail within it? So by virtue, I guess, you shouldn't be allowed in your own live stream.
I'm about to lose my shit. I just need to flip a table over or smash a bottle because I just set up a connection. It said connected. I want to smash some glasses. I want to flip a table. First world problems? Well, first of all, I am pissed off. The sheer amount of and I shouldn't even be angry. To be honest, I'm not even angry. I'm frustrated, but it's okay. No one gives a fuck. That's what bothers me, is that the world don't give a fuck. Because if the world gave a fuck about people, the world wouldn't be a fucked up place. That's what pisses me off, is that people don't have fucking decency on TikTok. They treat people like trash and think that they have any fucking audacity to talk about someone when they feel low about themselves is fucking crazy. That's what bothers me. I'm so sick and tired of people being so critical of Jules. It's not even, it's fucking insane. People that care more about other people than about themselves. Because clearly, if you cared about your well-being and yourself, you'd be working on yourself. You wouldn't be focused on what someone else is doing. Why are we sitting here caring about whether or not about Jules making a video about Hayden Panettiere? Why does that bother you? Why is that major news? You think you could address me by literally What do you think you did responding to my comment? Nothing, bitch. You're nobody. Nobody knew who you was until you mentioned my name. Oh, she just wants clout. What fucking clout? I have a video with 53 million views. You can't touch that. Not with a 10-foot pole, bitch. And you want to sit here and say, I want clout? I've had clout way before you. I don't need clout. My boss daughter videos was going viral. What clout? I was going viral at the beginning of TikTok. You can't say shit. You don't got 30 million likes. I would suggest you pipe down. Some of y'all be mad weird. Be running your mouth and be talking all that shit. She just wants clout. What clout? I don't need clout from a nobody that I could take a piece of toilet paper tissue and wipe with. I'm the boss's daughter, okay? My videos were going viral. Ask anybody. Look at my tags video. Clout where? I got 30 million likes. That didn't happen overnight. I didn't wake up and all of a sudden I wanted clout. What clout? I already had clout. I was going viral before you could even speak on this app. I was going viral way before you, and you think that you're somebody because you want to talk lowly on people is crazy. You guys have no respect. You guys have no empathy. You talk down on people, and you're rude as f***. No wonder why you lonely. That's why you come online talking to a camera, because you lonely. You got nobody to talk to. Who you going to talk to about your issues? Nobody. And you've got lots of them.
There was so much going on in that segment. I think first off, towards the end of it, she literally just repeats sometimes, well, a lot of the times in all honesty, what people say to her. Tophiachu doesn't know the people she's talking to. We made it very clear she doesn't know if you got a job or what's going on. You could be having a good day, and then you stop by Tophiachu's stream for 15 minutes. You troll a little bit, right? And then you move on, and Tophiachu just thinks you're evil. You're just sitting there on your phone all day like, oh, I wonder what Tophiachu is doing. When it's not that most of the time, but she will dead on say like, okay, you guys are everything you call me. What justification is there for it? Well, none. It's just you say it to Tophiachu, so it must be true. Like, she has nothing to say to anybody. She has nobody to talk to, no one to like have a conversation with where they can tell her like, hey, Tofia, this doesn't make sense. The delusions and the insanity are off the charts, guys. Like, when we opened the segment up, I was unsure if I should tell you at the end of my last segment or at the beginning of this one, and I was like, I'll just let them figure out on their own. You'd think that she's coming on there complaining about her life, right? Like, oh, I'm so angry. Like, yeah, maybe Tophiachu would probably be upset about a couple things. I can imagine being homeless. There's some things to be upset about, and it's Tophiachu, so she's probably just exaggerating something stupid. Let's see what she's got going on. No, it was even more than that. It was exaggerating something so ridiculous. She is homeless. She can't get housing because she refused some of it, and then they're telling her not to be on the internet because, we're not going to allow it, and at any time she could lose her shelter because she refuses to get off the internet. Things are looking bad for her, right? Well, she's so concerned about this other TikToker. She is on live stream sitting there like, I'm going to break stuff. I am going to destroy my room, which is not her room. It's literal, like, given to her by the state or by charity. Who knows? But, it's not hers. She's like, I just want to break things in here. I hate the world. I'm going to destroy everything around me. Like, there are literal people sleeping right next to her. Could you imagine hearing like a 30-something-year-old lady raging about TikTok live streams in the room beside you, and all the other nights she's crying about nonsense? Tophiachu not only is the worst guest of all time, she has no idea how to operate in general. Like, what kind of mood swings are this? Like, she's probably upset about something entirely different. Someone probably denied her, or she had a crush and all of a sudden she figured out the girl had a boyfriend or a girlfriend. But crashing out over this when you're homeless is insane work. When you're homeless, I can only imagine the last thing that's on your mind is any pop news, political news. The most political thing you probably think about is like the food banks and things of that nature, how you can get assistance for yourself. Besides that, I couldn't imagine worrying about anything like that. Could you imagine being homeless for over a year, you just got denied housing, and then you're sitting there like, dang it, The Lantern show that just came out didn't end exactly how I liked it. Darn it, I wish it was different. You know, it's like, come on, we got way bigger priorities right now.
You know what is so crazy? That people get so mad over the national anthem when the Star Spangled Banner is literally meant to be sung drunk. Do you know that's why people mess up the national anthem? Because they're singing it sober? And then people want to sit here and talk about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee and it's such a joke when the whole Star Spangled Banner is a joke in of itself. Look it up. The Star Spangled Banner is meant to be sung drunk. That's why some people mess it up. They don't sing it properly. I don't know. That's what I heard, that it's meant to be sung drunk. And then, like, you know, when Roseanne Barr mocked, like, I don't even get it. Like, you're not 100% free. If you're in this country, you're not free. But you're complaining about how you should be respectful when the Star Spangled Banner is being played, when the government doesn't even respect you and your human rights. Somebody who is talking logically does not have mental illness. You may not think it's logical, you may think it's crazy. This is not crazy talk. I had to get up early because I had to get up early today. But tomorrow I don't have to get up early, but I still have to get up early. But at least I'm free for the rest of the day. I'm trying to do something and it's just crazy. I'm just overthinking and I'm beating myself down. I'm trying to do something and it's very difficult because I'm a perfectionist. And for me, I'm like, oh, I might as well not do it at all. It's not even going to be good enough. Even though that person probably really doesn't care if it's good enough. But it's just like, I get it, it's the thought that counts, but it's the overthinking of doing things. And being like, oh, then I shouldn't try to do this at all. Because, like, you know, it's not going to be good enough. So, yeah, I'm struggling.
For somebody who, like, benefits so much from living in America, and, like, I get it, America isn't perfect, it's got plenty of flaws in itself, even in the homeless system, plenty of flaws, but at the same time, I couldn't think of many other countries that would prop up Tophiachu's lifestyle quite like America would. Like, I mean, tons of them. I mean, she would just be so out of luck wherever she went. Like, if she was demanding what she was anywhere else, like, she would have a lot of problems. Like, even if she isn't getting exactly what she wants, she's been in 4 homeless shelters back to back to back. I mean, she's barely spent the night outside, and the one time she had to go stay at her uncle's or something like that. Like, Tophiachu, I guess relatively for being homeless, has been making it, and that's because of the system behind her. So I could understand having criticism for it, especially when you're facing the realities every single day yourself. Just so insane the content she has for America when anywhere else in the world it just wouldn't be happening. Tophiachu would be on the streets praying that somebody, ironically, she would be praying that somebody tossed her a little bit of change.
Oh, shoot. I wasn't gonna come up like because I'm not feeling good. I don't even know where that spider went either. That was a big one too. Oh, fuck. I'm just trying not to get angry. Because if I get mad, I just want to break something, you know? I'm gonna eat it. Fuck. I need to see a dermatologist because I think I have eczema. It's like this thing that's called stress eczema. Or you also get it using scented shampoos when you wash your hands a lot. So I need unscented shampoos. Or I mean not shampoo. when I wash my hands anyways. I can't talk about it, guys. Fuck. I don't know. I'm trying to process. Fucking hurts. It hurts. Yesterday, I was trying to do something nice, and I couldn't even do it. I went because I had money, and I was trying to do something nice for someone because they were struggling. They were really struggling, really badly. They were going through a lot, so I thought it would be nice enough to do like a care basket. I wasn't gonna say anything because I was worried. And I really cared.
So just for your guys' information, exactly how that segment started off was how one of Tophiachu's most recent live streams was. This happened at the time of recording about 2 or 3 nights ago. Tophiachu just gets on live stream, she sees a spider, slams a book down, and just breaks down in tears. What was about 30 seconds for you guys was about 30 minutes for a live stream, no exaggeration. She sat there and cried for at least 30 whole minutes and then started going on about eczema of all things. Doesn't explain herself why she's breaking down. The first thing out of her mouth was what you heard about eczema that she might have. It was very confusing for everybody watching. We all know that Tophiachu is putting on the waterworks for us. She seems to be genuinely upset. Tophiachu normally doesn't drop F-bombs unless she means it, so what do you have to tell us about Tophiachu? 30 minutes later, well, I seem to have eczema right here, and then she starts to get into the real reasons, and I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but it's absolutely ridiculous. She's got an old lady she's supposed to help, she doesn't really want to help her, lady takes just a tad too long, and she couldn't get what I suspect to be a girlfriend something. But I don't want to hold you too long in this part, I just had to give you guys that information because it was so ridiculous.
I asked my mom what she wanted. Because I was like, well, since I'm doing that, I have enough to ask my mom what she wanted. So I said, what would you want more? I asked her first. And then I wanted to put together this care basket. Because they were struggling. They were having a hard time. They were going through a lot. So I, you know what? I just I just cared, that was all. It wasn't, okay, I got guilt tripped, She was upset, she said, I want nails. She was sad, so I bought it for her because, I didn't want her to feel left out. I can't buy my necessities. I already have my stuff. That's why I haven't bought anything, because I have my hygiene stuff. Like, I'm not out of that yet. I'm not gonna overbuy if I don't need to, right? But she was like, she said, I want some, and then she wanted to borrow 20 so she can buy them herself, but rather than just lend her the 20, I buy it, because I don't want to say, no, I can't lend you 20, and then I'm over here spending all this money. I was trying to get my stuff, and I couldn't even shop. I didn't even get to look. I had to rush, because the whole time I shopped for her stuff, because they asked me to help her, so I was like, okay, I wanted to go separate by myself, but then we had to shop together. Doing that, I didn't get to shop, so I didn't get to get my things. So then, she was like, here she is, I wish I could get this stuff, I wish I could get this. So I'm like, okay, I wish I could get those things too, but whatever. So then we're in the nails, and she wanted to borrow money for nails, and I said, I'm not going to give her 20. I'll just buy them, because what's the sense of giving her money for the nails? Let me just buy them. I was going to tell her, no, I can't lend it to you. Then I felt bad. She was upset, so I bought the nails. I'm like, okay. I don't have a problem with doing things for people. But it's just like, hey, you can't be walking around with someone and be like, I wish I had money to buy things. Like, I wish I had money to get the things that I need sometimes too. And when I do, I'm thankful. I barely have money to get anything. Everything is so expensive. Like, even budgeting something, because my mind, it just goes. My mind, sometimes I'm like, hey, let me just do this. Let me just do something nice for somebody. I just don't plan that. It just, sometimes I'm like, hey, someone really needs it. They're really struggling. They're really going through it. Fuck. They don't know how to process anything. So then, you're getting all this stuff that doesn't fit in the refrigerator. All this stuff. I'm trying to be polite because I'm a nice person. I don't snap at people. But I'm like, I gotta shop for my stuff. Like, hello? It's like, time does not stop for you. Time doesn't wait. Like, that's the only time out of the week that I had to get my stuff. People can't just be taking people twice a week. I don't have money like that to help people. I don't have money. And I was getting nails, and I didn't want her to feel left out, so I'm like, I'll get you, what do you want? I'll get you the nails. And I had to go around and be polite and be like, do you need anything else? Like, you want me to go through every single aisle just to see what you need. We don't need to go through every single aisle. You should know what you need. You're throwing stuff in there you didn't need, that you're like, oh, I want this, it's not like, I don't know. I got 30 minutes to shop for myself, and I didn't even get to do that. I'm trying to be polite and nice and kind and generous. And, it's just a lot.
Has a 30-minute plus long tantrum, losing her mind in the shelter. All of her roommates, all of her shelter mates could hear her having an absolute breakdown. And all of this is because of her own actions, because she wouldn't stand up for herself. If Tophiachu is to be believed, she could have easily said to the old lady, all right, 15 minutes for me, 15 minutes for you. Maybe Tophiachu could have been a little nice and said, okay, 18 minutes for you, 12 for me, because the lady's elderly, and that would have gave him a proper amount of time, and we both get this done. And if the lady argues with you, then you tell her, look, I'm here to help you. We're both homeless, we're both out on our own. I've got to make sure that I'm okay too. I'm not going to go punk up with you tonight and take your food. We got to share this, right? We both got only 30 minutes. So Tophiachu could have did that. But no, she just lets the old lady take most of the time up. Tophiachu's probably stomping her feet like a child, huffing and puffing and making the old lady take her time even more. Tophiachu probably doesn't even know that she made her life just a little bit worse. And then the old lady sees Tophiachu getting nails, and she's like, oh, I wish I could have nails. Now think back to a story you heard at the beginning of the video. Tophiachu walking around seeing a homeless dude. He's like, oh, I need something to drink. And Tophiachu's, oh, here's a pop of mine. Here, take it. And the dude's like, thank you, I guess. And he walks on and goes ask other people for money. It's very ruthless in the homeless world. They'll take advantage of the other homeless. Everyone knows it. It's not some big mystery. And that's what happened to Tophiachu once again with that dude and this old lady. She's like, oh, I wish I could have nails, because she thought you were vulnerable, Tophiachu. She thought she could take advantage of you because she's walking all over you anyhow. And not only did you bend over backwards, like you folded in half, no spine whatsoever, you made it even worse. It's not even borrowing money. She was never going to give you that back in general. But now you've showed this lady that, hey, I'll just give you some money. I don't have any myself, but I'll just give it to you. So from now on, that lady will probably bug you every now and then for money, and you'll probably give it to her. It was a really stupid mistake by you. And this is why you're acting like that. This is all your own fault. This is a literal, a toddler? Yeah, I guess maybe a toddler tantrum that you're throwing. A child would be corrected about this so fast. Parents wouldn't even put up with this kind of behavior. You should have did it yourself. Like, you're not even really suffering. This is because you wanted something for your girlfriend.
I don't know how to communicate to anybody. I can't even have a conversation with someone because they leave or they walk out of my life. Okay. Nobody fucking wants me anymore. And I can't even fucking talk about it. She knew that though. She knew that. We literally specifically told her 30 minutes. She knew that. I shouldn't have to explain to grown adults that we're told once. She literally knew we had only 30 minutes. And she's shopping for herself. No care. Like, hey, do you like need to go get your stuff? Like, no. She knew that. They told her. She just does whatever she wants. And she literally said, yeah, the reason why I like to go by myself is I get the things that I don't say I need. You can't do that. You got a whole cart full of stuff. You know, we couldn't fit her walker in the van because there's so much stuff. Unnecessary stuff at that. And then she explained that I was going to do shopping by myself. And he said, no, I thought you were shopping together. And then he's like, you guys got to shop together. I knew that was a bad idea, but I'm not going to complain or argue. I was not having a bad day, so I said, okay. And I don't take it out on people, even if I have a bad day. Everything was cool, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just do what they say. I'm going around with her. This whole cart full of stuff, and I only got 3 items. 4. But that one of the items was hers, which was her nails. I got popcorn, I got ice cream, and I got my nails. That was it. There was some other stuff I was trying to get. I have been trying to... I was struggling. I was not doing that for a crush or anything. My friend was struggling a lot. And I knew that. And so I was like, hey, you know, let me do something nice, because for my friends, I do that. My friend, when she was alive, I used to make her things, or, you know, be like, hey, come out, come have pizza, because she never really left her. And then they have mentioned they liked, when I was at round 1, they said, hey, is there any, like, Care Bear plushes, like yellow Care Bear? And I was like, no. And they were like, well, if there is any, like, try to get me one. And I was like, okay. So then here I was looking for yellow Care Bear stuff. You know, it was hard because I couldn't find, well, I did find some stuff, right? It was hard, but it was like really stuff, it was like kind of expensive. I'm like, well, I have this budget, I won't be able to get a lot of things for the basket. And I'm like, well, hey, you know, let me see if I could try to have something delivered. Anyways, about my hair, since someone's gonna ask. My hair is like this because she didn't finish. She put a heart design on both sides of my hair. So there's that. Fuck. Anyways, so yeah, she didn't get to finish. But besides that, I can't do something nice without it being something else. Like, people say, oh no, you're not doing that for a friend, you're doing... Friends do things for friends. It doesn't have to be a relationship. People need to get that through their head. Think anything else, you got problems. I don't know what the fuck. It's insecurity issues. If you had a secure relationship, you wouldn't be insecure. Fuck. How do you claim you care about someone? You're fucking cutting them off from the world.
Huh, Toph, you don't say you have problems controlling your emotions. Ever since she's came out of the closet, she's went for like 4 or 5 different girlfriends, and she has another crush chew. I think I was mistakenly calling her a girlfriend throughout the video, but it was a crush chew. She had some feelings, and she was probably talking to her every now and then, and Tophiachu falls head over heels in love with just about anybody who says hi to her. She hears this girl one time say, hey, you know, I wish I could have this rainbow dad trash or whatever it was. I guess it was yellow. And Tophiachu heard that and was like, okay, I'm deeply in love with her, so I'm gonna make her a gift basket. Not knowing that I also think this lady was taking advantage of Tophiachu. Tophiachu once again talking about not having money. Another homeless person like, oh, I just wish you could buy me this stuff because you're on TikTok, I bet you could. And Tophiachu misinterprets that as feelings, and she's like, I'm gonna make him a gift basket. Well, when she can't make the gift basket, she texts this girl. This is what I'm assuming. This is what I'm kind of interpreting from like Tophiachu just like crying out words every now and then. That she texted this girl, hey, I tried to make you a gift basket, but this crazy old lady, da 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 da. And Tophiachu was acting out of her mind, and the girl told her, hey, I don't really care that much. Now, I don't know what kind of tone she was using. Maybe she was literally telling Tophiachu, hey, don't worry about it. I don't care that much. And Tophiachu just broke her heart because that means she doesn't love her. It's not like the Disney movies. So she had a complete meltdown, or the person really told her what was up. Like, listen, Tophiachu, I don't have any feelings for you. I don't care about the things you're trying to get me. You need to chill. You got too much steam going. Just calm down and let's remain friends. Or maybe she cut the friendship off. I think she cut the friendship off the way Tophiachu was crying. But either way, it's just like Tophiachu overreacting in general. Nothing that has occurred should make a grown 30-year-old woman act in this nature. Crying for, at this point in the video, probably well over an hour for absolutely minute things. But I guess that's enough for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, use the hype feature, leave a comment as well, and I'll catch you guys next time.